Have you ever felt like you're just stuck? Like you're running in place, held back by some kind of invisible wall? Well, today, we're going to talk about a powerful way to start tearing down those walls. We're going to dive into how to dismantle the excuses that hold you back and really change your life, starting from the inside out.
So our journey really begins with understanding the problem. And here's the thing. It's usually not about our external circumstances. It's about the prison we build for ourselves with our very own thoughts.
So why is it so darn hard to change? We get stuck running the same old programs over and over again, with our health, our finances, our relationships, even when we desperately want something different. It's a struggle we all know.
And this right here, this is the absolute heart of the matter. We don't see our excuses as excuses. We see them as facts. They're just stories we tell ourselves about why we can't do something. And after we repeat them enough times, they start to feel like undeniable truths.
Okay, get this number in your head. 60,000. That's about how many thoughts the average person has in a single day. A lot of mental chatter, right? But here's the real kicker. For most of us, they are the exact same 60,000 thoughts we had yesterday and the day before that. We're basically caught in a mental loop, and that's exactly where our excuses love to live.
So what are these repetitive limiting thoughts really? Let's dissect them. A really powerful way to think about them is as a kind of mind virus.
Now, the basic building block of this mind virus is something called a meme. And nope, not the funny cat pictures on the internet. In this context, a meme is a core idea, a single thought that gets planted in our mind and then spreads. It's the tiny seed that a big excuse grows from.
And just like a biological virus or a computer virus, these excuse memes have three main functions. First, they replicate. They just keep repeating endlessly inside our heads. Second, they infiltrate. They find any little opening, any moment of doubt, and they get in. And third, they spread, jumping from person to person until they start to sound like common wisdom.
I mean, do any of these sound familiar? Oh, it's just going to be too hard. It'll take way too long. I don't really deserve it. I'm too old for that, or I'm too young. I'm just not smart enough. The rules won't let me. It's not my nature. Or the classic, I can't afford it. See, these aren't truths. They're just highly contagious mind viruses that we've allowed to take root.
But here is the really good news. We can develop an immunity to this stuff. There are three foundational truths that pretty much act as the perfect antidote to these mind viruses.
Okay, the first big excuse is our biology. We say I can't help it, it's in my DNA. But the science of epigenetics, which is highlighted in books like The Biology of Belief, shows this just isn't the whole story. Your thoughts and your perceptions can literally act like signals that tell your genes to switch on or off. I mean, think about that. Change your mind, and you can actually change how your biology is expressed.
The second excuse is our personal history. You know the one. That's just the way I am. But as soon as we recognize that these ingrained habits are just mind viruses we've picked up, we realize they can be unlearned. They aren't a core part of who we are. They're just old programming that we can choose to delete.
And the third pillar, this one takes on the whole idea of having a fixed brain. We might think our brain's chemistry is set in stone, leading to things like depression or anxiety. But as research in books like Train Your Mind, Change Your Brain shows us, our will is a physical force. By consciously shifting your focus, you can literally change the chemistry and the structure of your own brain.
So once we start letting go of these core excuses about our biology, our history, our brain, we free up an incredible amount of mental energy. And this allows for a really profound shift, a move from a life driven mostly by ambition to one that's guided by real meaning.
The great psychologist Carl Jung said it perfectly. The morning of our life is often about ambition. Accumulating things, achieving, competing. But those same rules just don't bring fulfillment in the afternoon of life. That second half calls for purpose and for meaning. And trying to apply those old rules to this new stage is really just living a lie.
This all leads to a huge shift in the question that guides us day to day. Our ego, which is what drives ambition, is constantly asking, what's in it for me? But our higher self, the source of meaning, asks a totally different question. How may I serve?
So this brings us to the end of our little journey, which is, of course, really a beginning. Because it all comes down to a simple, powerful choice that we get to make in every single moment of our lives.
This quote really says it all. You can be a host to your higher purpose, to that sense of service and connection. Or you can stay a hostage to your ego, trapped by those old mind viruses of fear and limitation. And the choice? Well, it's always your call.
So as we finish up, I'll just leave you with this question. Think back to those mind viruses we talked about, the stories you tell yourself. What is just one excuse, one piece of outdated programming that you will choose to let go of, starting right now, today? The choice and the power is all yours.